Okay, we're heading to a close finish. 7 of 2 balls.
Oh, very good ball.
Oh,
what
a ball by Umran.
Very good
That's
ball.
1 by 6 needed of the last ball, which means...
Well, now it's a little tougher than it was 3 balls back. But I won't put it past them to hit 6.
6 needed of 1.
Unless a no ball
Increase
comes.
the font, please, Shivam. Oh, he's already bowled a no ball.
Exactly. One more no ball and then suddenly it's big trouble. Oh. Although he pulled it back very well after that first no ball, but still. Wait, 7 of? Huh?
No, the
graphic is not updated. Yeah.
They'll update. Shivam, font, please. No. Ikpreet, hello.
Hello, Ikpreet.
Big boy saying rest in peace Indian bowling. Don't take... Oh, what a shot. Okay, well fielded. So, that's it then.
Whew, what a match that was, my God. I don't
India
think
win by 4 runs.
4 runs? I don't think anyone expected it to be that close. You're thinking, okay, 200 odd runs, that's it. Steamroll, easy night. Good night.
Fantastic batting by Ireland as well.
Oh my God.
Kalpesh Oshwal is saying that it's very embarrassing to see Irish batters making the mockery out of Indian bowlers like this, and not even in today's match, but also in the previous match. Very poor bowling by India. Well, to be fair, Ireland is a test playing nation.
Yeah.
And Ireland have been playing continuously at the top level now, and they have done a few upsets in their time, so they can scare a team or two. That's true. So well played Ireland. I mean, let's give the credit where it is due. Like VV Nirakari is saying, well played Ireland. I agree.
Did very well. You can't take that away.
Yeah.
For good stretches of the match, you thought they were favourites.
And see, that's the nature of the game. That's T20 cricket. So more often than not, you will have teams, and there isn't too much of a difference. When the format, like Test cricket, which is a longer format, bigger format, that's when you get to see the difference between two teams. So a stronger team will clearly stand out and a weaker team will succumb. And in one day cricket, that gap narrows a bit, but there's still a bit of a gap. In T20 cricket, that gap narrows a bit more. So I mean, I'll give you an example of an IPL where you can have the top of the league team also lose to the bottom of the league team because the gap is very low. Not to say that Ireland is and in IPL teams are far more balanced, and here I understand that there's a big gap. But you must remember that this is also not India's top team that is playing. And Ireland's been playing, as I said, is a test playing country. So, again, but I would have expected the Indian bowler to have done slightly better than what they did. Maybe it is time for them to think about it. But again, Ireland, they have batsmen who can forget their famous victory over Pakistan in the 2007 World Cup, who can forget their victory versus England
2011
at the 2011 World Cup. 2015 World Cup, they beat West Indies. They've beaten West Indies a few times, Ireland. So again, as I said, they've now continuously been playing at the highest level. They're a test playing nation. Just that, sometimes we don't watch too much of Irish cricket because India doesn't play quite often with them. And so that's why, we underestimate them. Still, they're nowhere in the standard of the top 6-7 countries in the world. But still, what Ireland is telling you that they are a test playing country which keep playing decent amount of cricket and can give you a fight in a game or two.
They gave India an almighty scare here, never mind a fight.
Yeah.
At one point, I was 100% sure that this is going their way. Then, of course, Bhuvi came, did what Bhuvi does, one tight over in the end. Without that, it was actually heading...
Experience. That's why I say that when everyone gets excited by seeing one or two good performances done by one or two good youngsters, at the end, it's the experience that counts. So it's, I know Bhuvi didn't have the greatest of starts, got hammered in the start, but see, experience later came in. By the way, good over by Umran also at the death. At one stage, looked like it was done and dusted.
But the last 3 balls after that, no ball. Second ball he bowled, no ball, free hit, went for a boundary. After that, pulled it back very nicely.
So later, I think these are experiences that he'll learn a lot from.
In fact, I think now we were talking about all this since obviously we have an eye on the T20I World Cup. Harshal, suddenly his spot looks in little dicey. If you are saying that you have a Bumrah Shami as your guaranteed must start, that third choice, suddenly Bhuvi looks like a much better option.
No, but I think we'd pick Bhuvi ahead of
Of course we had. But now I think the gap is much clearer, let's say. Because again, Harshal seems to be a little, at times, one-dimensional. He's going through that one trick.
And what Harshal is offering you is very different to what Bhuvi offers.
Exactly.
So Bhuvi is going to bowl with the new ball and bowl in the death. Harshal, you will bring him in the death. See, to be fair to Harshal, he'll have to bowl in these tough conditions all the time.
Of course.
So he will bowl in these times. Some days it will come off, some days it won't. Again, as I said, don't take Ireland too lightly. They end up doing very well.
Their batting is this time particularly. You saw how Paul Sterling was smacking Bhuvi around like he was a nobody bowler.
Yep.
So their batting is pretty good, especially in the shorter formats.
I think what Harshal, I mean, again, as I said, he bowls in those areas or the time, actually the time of the game where, he can go for a lot of run. But one thing that you cannot, have any excuse for the full tosses sometimes. I know that he's trying to get that dip, trying to bowl that slower ball that will get the dip. But if it's not happening, and at that level, if it's not happening, then you need to fix that. And he'll get hammered when it comes to bigger teams.
Mind you, again, this is Ireland who are tonking him around. 54 runs in 4 overs. If a better team gets, and again, no disrespect to Ireland, but if a bigger, better team is getting those kind of balls, imagine in England against this.
But again, benefit of that to the Indian bowlers, had a Yuzi Chahal been playing today, I think he would have put them in a bit of a trouble.
Yeah, because you saw how Bishnoi was troubling them at one point.
Though Bishnoi went for a few runs.
Yeah, he did.
But yes, he did trouble them. I remember I said that at that mid-innings when you were looking at it. I said, they'll play well against the fast bowlers. Bishnoi, when he comes in, then they will struggle. So Bishnoi and Akshar also.
Akshar, 2 overs, just 12. That's very good considering one of your lead bowlers went for 13.5 in his 4. So.
Yes, so even Bishnoi bowled well. He got you that crucial wicket too. But again, as Yuzi Chahal was playing here, it would have been a different ball game altogether.
To be fair, Yuzi Chahal did come on for a bit in that beanie.
What was he doing?
How cold must it be really? 17, 16 degrees?
It reminds me of those old uncles walking around in winters in a mall road of Shimla.
The muffler, 2 sweaters, everything else there.
That's what Yuzi Chahal was.
Nice beanies coming on to.
Okay, let's take a few. Thoda upar jana, Shivam, please. Okay, let's. Rahul Rana says, but you guys too underestimated Ireland, saying no way Ireland can chase 226. Absolutely. Guilty as charged.
Guilty there. Absolutely.
But great fight by Ireland and lack of execution by Indian bowlers nearly resulted in a scare, but good win in the end. True, Rahul. But tell me honestly, how many people expected that Ireland to chase that?
226. No way.
I'm underestimating, as in, had it been a 160-70 target, I would have not counted them out. I know that Ireland can, chase down totals. They're playing some top level cricket, but this seemed like a big total. At the end they didn't chase it down, but some poor bowling, as you yourself point out. So too many things did fall into their lap, but eventually India has won. What's the name?
SVV Baikar. I don't know how I would pronounce SVV.
He's saying, what's the update on Rohit Sharma's availability, and if he is not available, will Virat captain our team to a historic win? Okay, so firstly, the update on Rohit is that he's COVID positive, that he's isolating at the moment. The Indian team has done a bit of lip service by saying that, we
hope he's available.
Yeah, he'll be fit and he'll then be available to be part of that Indian team and all of that. But as we've seen in the past as well, that that is something that you say officially. Whether he will be fit, and we've done our math, it seems highly unlikely. It's going to be touch and go. So at best he may recover a day before the game is played. And then would you play him? I keep giving this example. Ravichandran Ashwin tested positive. Then once he tested negative, he took the flight to the UK. It took a day or two for him to reach there. Then he reached a day before the game, and then he didn't play in the first 3 games. So after testing negative, he took about 6 more days. So after testing negative, that means after isolating for 5, 6, 7 days, he took another 5, 6 days. So total of 12 to 13 days after he had tested positive, I'm just taking the example of Ashwin, he took to come and play cricket, right? And that too was a warm-up game. Would Rohit Sharma, even if at best he tests negative, and I said that's the best case scenario, he tests negative on the eve of the game, would he play the game the next day? I don't see that happening. I don't see that happening. So that's the answer to first part of your question. Will Virat captain? I mean, we've discussed this. We did a whole dugout on it. You can go check it out. I think that's the best option available. In fact, apart from the dugout, I did a Moeen Ali interview. Even he says that Virat should captain. He doesn't have to captain permanently. He doesn't have to go back to captaincy, was Moeen Ali's view. But this one-off game, it would be the best possible thing for India if Virat captain. So ideally it is. Now it is going to be two counts. Whether the Indian team management also thinks like we are thinking that is the best option and Moeen Ali is thinking that's the best option. They should think and then they should approach Virat with that. And then comes the second bit where Virat then has to accept it. So there are plenty of things that need to fall into place for that.
Lots of moving parts there.
Yeah. So for now it's tough to answer, but this was the whole scenario. I think I've tried my best to put it forward to you. Yes, Shivam, can we
exit this?
Okay. Ikpreet is saying, do you think Umran needs to develop one slower delivery, at least in this Kookaburra is difficult to control than the SG ball, which we use in India? That's why Umran is struggling a little bit. No, Ikpreet. So firstly, I don't think Kookaburra is difficult to control compared to SG. I think the Kookaburra does swing a bit more, but that swing lasts very short duration. It's the first 4, 5, 6 over where it lasts. After that, it doesn't. So in fact, the SG continues to swing even after that.
Yeah.
So, I don't think the ball is an issue. Yes, the experience with the ball could be an issue that he's playing. But then again, I'm reminded of the fact that he's done a few tours, India A tours. He's been part of the Indian net bowling, and he's travelled with the Indian team at which they use Kookaburra ball. So I think he must have had experience with that too.
Yeah.
So I don't think that is an issue, but slow ball is a point well taken.
Yeah, because right now all he's trying is pace.
But his pace is working. Yeah, bowled a good final.
Yeah, but he also got picked off a bit. So maybe you do need a little bit of variation.
Yeah, sure.
And considering everyone knows you as a 140, 150 bowler, well, one slow ball here or there, you're catching a lot of batsmen off guard.
Not a bad idea. Rahul, there was Rahul Rana here. We were saying that, that you can't underestimate Ireland. Also, they're a test playing country. They have made upsets in the past. So, but he's saying you guys were also underestimating. You were sitting here, no chance.
I stand corrected.
Yes, we've also said that.
We all do.
Absolutely. But the fact that Ireland or India allowed Ireland to come so close to that huge total that we thought, at least I thought, that
insurmountable,
it's impossible.
Yeah,
it's possible to chase down. Does raise a few questions. Maybe it was just a one-off game, to be very honest, and
but I'm saying, see, we don't watch too much of Irish cricket, so we're saying this.
They have experience. See,
yes, and they keep playing.
Yes, Paul Sterling has played.
India is not playing with them, so we don't follow, but they are playing with other countries.
And in major tournaments, they have made some upsets.
There's a giant killing capacity.
Yes, they have that ability.
2007, biggest of them.
Yes.
And then 2011.
2011 also.
2015 they beat West Indies. World Cup again.
Hariharan Vishwanathan, I don't know if he's related to...
No, spelling is different, so no.
No?
Oh, Vishwanathan is with an S and there's no H there.
But
So
these days...
Nobody knows this Vishwanathan better than Shane. They've
worked together in three out of...
Together they...
Three organizations?
Yes.
Three organizations.
Including this one. So,
I agree with him to an extent. Harshal around the wicket is not working. This is the third time he failed. They should have tried Arshdeep. Even Umran bowled better than Harshal today. I can't say whether Harshal or Umran was better than Harshal. But
economy wise, yeah.
Round the wicket, Harshal Patel.
That tactic needs to be retired.
Why fix something that is not already broken?
Exactly.
I agree. Today, as I was saying, benefit of the doubt to him that he bowls in the tough phase, but there is no excuse for those full tosses now. You need to control that. I understand that that slower that he tries to bowl in some time. But then again, at this level, you have to fix those issues.
Maybe he also thinks that he is getting a little too predictable with his slower deliveries, because people or the batsmen are now waiting for that slower one. So
Yeah.
maybe he tries to change that angle and bowl those wide full deliveries, which he tried this game also. He succeeded on some occasions, but on some occasions they were pretty wide actually.
Yeah. Yeah. Somebody pointed out what about captaincy of Hardik Pandya, but I don't know what different could he have done as captain. I think whatever thing, yeah.
No, one question. Hardik Pandya not bowling that final over.
Yeah,
Was it
even
because of the
no, but
extra
you
pace?
remember we were talking about it. I think that maybe he went with extra pace, like
But wasn't that a little too risky? Because see, you don't give that new ball to Umran Malik for a reason.
okay.
That maybe he doesn't have that much control with the new ball. So it was a little risky with Umran Malik giving him that final over, considering that he doesn't have too much of experience of bowling in situations like these, and also that control. At times he can be wavered, especially under pressure. Hardik Pandya has seen these kind of situations many a times. As a captain, he could have chosen to bowl that final over.
I'll tell you why. I think if you remember last game, and when we were talking about his bowling changes, we did criticize Hardik. I was just about to sneeze and then so we did criticize Hardik, and the criticism was that he did not bowl Umran much. He bowled him one over. Yes, and he bowled himself those many overs, right? The 2 overs, because that was a 12 over game, so 2 overs was almost this full spell, barring a few bowls. So the criticism there was, I understand that Hardik's strength is with the new ball, and so you're saying Umran doesn't get the new ball because Umran is not a swing bowler.
Right.
Hardik is. So Hardik with a new ball, again it made sense for him to bowl. But we criticized him last match saying that you bowl with a new ball was fine. Why did you come then the middle overs again and bowl? And he got hammered, if you remember. When the ball got a bit old and wasn't swinging, Hardik got hammered. Maybe he thought that because he doesn't have that pace to do much in the sense.
But he has the experience.
Yes, but his strength is he can swing the ball.
And maybe
he can swing the ball. There wouldn't have been no swing at the end.
He has better control than Umran Malik.
Could be, but as Umran showed, I think another thing is maybe because they were playing Ireland and some of the Irish batsmen may not be used to facing 150 plus, so he thought let's go with it. Had it been in Australia or in England or batsmen who are pretty used to facing this kind of pace and could have hammered Umran, maybe he may have thought. Again, I'm just it's conjecture.
Because
I'm thinking.
It seemed as if it was an afterthought, because
you remember when that thing was happened, I said Umran, you said Hardik.
I said Hardik,
but then Umran was at 50-50.
Because at that time, it seemed like an afterthought, because when we were watching this match, I'm sure everybody was watching the same broadcast. It seemed as if Hardik Pandya, because he had removed
not everyone, because we have people from the US, Australia, they must be watching different broadcasts.
Different, but I'm saying, it seemed because he had removed his cap as if he was about to bowl, but maybe then came the message from somewhere, or if it could have been his own decision. Okay, you go with it.
But then smart captaincy. At the end of the day, nothing succeeds like success.
Exactly.
So he gave it to him, it worked. Ayush Garg has a comment of the evening, of the night.
I read that,
Yeah, very nice. He says, Ireland just about failed to pay tribute to Morgan. That's
very true. Very true.
If it had won...
But you never know. I think even this is a good tribute.
Yes, it
the
is.
way they,
Morgan.
I mean...
Against an Indian team.
Yeah.
And I don't think, the bowling, of course...
there's no Bumrah Shami, but it's still
no
not a
Bumrah
bad...
Shami, there's no Yuzi Chahal also. But it's not a bad attack.
It's not. That's the thing.
No, but a lot of people are talking about Hardik's captaincy. One, you said that last over. Anyway, it worked out. Anything else he could have done differently? I mean, Akshar, I think, went for less. You could have said that he would have given him...
Over.
But that's all in hindsight. I think today it was just that the Irish batsmen were playing well and the bowlers weren't executing the plan. So what do you expect?
Exactly. I think it was
captain to do?
I don't think there's anything much to talk about Hardik's captaincy, except for the single that he refused to Harshal Patel.
But to Harshal he can, na. We've had other occasions where some big batsmen have been refused. So.
DK.
Refused,
He refused DK only.
Yeah.
In South Africa series.
That was the last series also.
Yes, exactly. Just recently.
Who did India play in the last series?
South Africa.
Africa.
Yeah, I think your holiday was too long.
No, my memory.
Too long holiday.
I have a bad memory. And I think even that day also that decision wasn't too.
You still understand him saying it to Harshal.
Because DK played
Makes
just
sense.
one ball, and Hardik was there. Oh, they give an opportunity to. Good. Okay, this is the end of the series. All news updates, questions of Hardik captaincy, captaincy, no.
Varun Parvadani is saying with Bumrah and Bhuvi, who can bowl at the death? Does Harshal find a place in playing 11 in the team? Should they rather include a lefty, Nattu or Arshdeep? Also, when can we expect to see Umran next? Too many questions, Varun.
But in the death, I'll take just one question. You can respond to the others.
Take all.
So, to be fair to Bhuvneshwar Kumar, and if his question is with Bumrah and Bhuvi, who can bowl at the death bowl? At least Bhuvi. In fact, Bhuvi bowled well in the death.
Very well.
That he bowled in the death. He was good.
No, he's not questioning their ability. He's saying that both Bumrah and Bhuvi are your designated death bowlers.
Who else can bowl?
Then does Harshal find a place? No. That's what he's saying. He's saying. And he's right.
No, but Bhuvi's death bowling, I think Bhuvi can bowl with the new ball
and the death.
Correct. The death. Bumrah, same. Bumrah is a bowler who can bowl
anywhere
at any stage of the game.
Bumrah will bowl like that. He'll bowl one with the new ball.
He'll be the
then they'll bring him in the middle when they need to break a partnership.
Yes.
And then they'll get him to the death.
Or if they find that the middle overs are going fine, they'll save 3 for the death also. MI have done it in the past. Yes, I won't put it past Rohit to do it again.
See, with Mumbai Indians, we also have to realize that he doesn't have too much of backup. At least, especially this year.
This year, definitely not.
So they had to use him judiciously. Just 4 overs. Oh,
yeah.
Rupees. Must be an Indian sponsor.
What do you think? There is Amul. There is all Indian sponsors. Irish tourism was dominating the first team.
Amazon Pay is the sponsor, in case you're wondering.
But why do you have to take them?
Okay, my bad.
Yeah.
Scrub it.
What other questions?
He also said, he was asking about should we include a lefty?
No, that we had said that India probably needs to look at a lefty. And I would have liked, I said this earlier also, would have liked to have seen Arshdeep get a game. Because again, in hindsight actually now, I had said that Bhuvi is your guaranteed guy for the T20 World Cup. Don't play him here, rest him. Get Arshdeep to play, but today if he wasn't there, who knows, they could have.
Never know. In hindsight, even Bhuvi would be wondering, could have allowed or let Harshdeep play.
In hindsight.
In hindsight. So, because he went for some good runs in the first half of that Irish innings.
Abhishek Pandya saying, why is Ravi Bishnoi bowling fast googlies every time? Is he not sure about his leg spin deliveries?
He doesn't bowl leg spin deliveries.
He does once in a while. Huh? Very rarely.
Very rarely. In the IPL and unfortunately didn't get too much of success.
Correct.
Because that's not his
stock delivery.
That's not his go-to delivery or stock delivery.
It's like one of those commentary sites I was reading. After a point, I think even they got tired of covering. The third or fourth Ravi Bishnoi ball is written over there. I think it was a googly. They're sarcastic about it now.
True. He bowls 6 googlies.
And I think that's his USP. That's his USP. Otherwise, if he's also bowling, those flighted leg spinners, then he is very similar to UZL. And then, if he is similar to
UZ is too smart. He has too many options.
Exactly. So if he's bowling that kind of deliveries, very similar to what UZ does, then there's no need of Ravi Bishnoi in the team. To be very honest. Because he is different, he bowls differently compared to UZL. Maybe that's why he's there in the team.
Yeah, but even then, if you're a googly bowler, you still want one which goes either just straight or which goes slightly on the side. Right now, you are rattling it off your head. Oh, this one's going to come in and it's coming in. This one's going to come in and it's coming in.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, a good example in that regard would be someone like a Piyush Shah. Again, his USP was his googly. And he mustered that ball.
No, but he could
had
bowl
exactly. He had one which would either go on straight or which would turn slide.
The wickets he got were
mostly the googlies, correct.
But he did bowl the
either a drifter or one which spun leg.
Yep. Sports News is saying, will Ruturaj Gaikwad go out of the radar as Sanju has also started to score runs? I mean, if this continues, sure.
But one match. So, again,
for Sanju one match, but Ruturaj has got a few games.
6 games, 5 games.
So he hasn't really
Last game
set the stage on fire, barring that one game.
That's also true. He did bad.
5 back-to-back games.
So could be if
one half century.
If Sanju, but the problem is now after this will Sanju get a chance, because now the T20 team for England is going to be announced, so we won't know.
Yeah, and they would want to be playing their first choice players there. So
yeah, we may not. But again, this is something that can be looked at. Again, Ruturaj has got a few chances, not been great, and if Sanju continues to fire, however he gets those chances, I don't know whether it will be in England, whether he gets some in West Indies. However, we'll have to wait and watch on that, but let's see. Pranav Saravagi has a good point. He says we conceded almost 25 plus extra. There was a lack of discipline today. No ball especially, yaar. No excuse for no ball. So yes.
Umran got quite a few.
Yes.
And that does happen when you tend to bowl a little quicker.
You're looking for that.
Effort, that stride gets a little longer.
Yep. Niche, Shivam. Ayush is saying, Lakshman should tell the Indian bowlers not to cross the Lakshman Rekha. Way too many no balls.
Yeah, that's true.
Good point.
Good one.
Comment of the night. One more. Was the earlier one also courtesy him?
I don't think it was.
No. Owen Morgan? No?
I don't remember who it was. It wasn't Ayush Garg.
Lavrami is comparing the two Indian team, the
Indian team and the English team. There's no comparison there.
And he's specifically comparing this Indian team, the one that is
playing here.
Is comparing this Indian team with
the English team.
Talking about batting and what could be the possible changes. I don't know. I still think you're going back to the tried and tested.
England T20s will be the real test for the Indian team.
Yeah, especially the season pros, because
yes,
a lot of them haven't been, and it's not because their places are in danger, but because they've not been playing much cricket recently.
For me, in fact, the South African the win against series win against South Africa was also good.
Oh yeah.
Because
tough team.
I didn't think that India would.
You had predicted 4-1.
Yeah. Again.
I had predicted 3-2 in India's favour. Don't forget.
You had predicted 3-2.
3-2. No, in India's favour. I will show you the clip. India's favour.
So, but honestly, that England series will be the real test for this team.
Then when India lost the first two, then I said I have only said 3-2.
3-2. Yeah. Now I remember. Yes.
But before that, when the series started, I had said 3-2 India is winning. Niche chale bhai Shivam.
I think India will play a full strength team then.
In England, no? Yeah,
they have to.
As I said, at best, maybe the first T20I, a few non-regulars may play. Because if that match goes on for 5 days, you just have 1 day, na? 1 day turnaround. Maybe for the first T20. But I think going forward, all the remaining 3 ODIs and 2 T20s, full strength team will play.
VKS is saying India didn't win against SA. Memory.
Yeah. There was 2-2.
Yeah, but I'm saying the last 2 matches.
That is true.
A moral victory.
You are also suffering from the same disease, I think.
No, because you said it, na, and then I just went along.
But you just go up slightly.
Bengaluru game was watched.
Actually, yeah, you're right. Ayush Garg did indeed make the Morgan comparison.
Yeah.
The 2 comments of the night from the same person. My bad, Ayush.
It's too late at night, na. What time is it? 1 o'clock?
1:10.
Yo. Abhi Gaming loves you, Rahul. Good question. Let's take this from Sports News. Who all have gained from this series? Pretty easy. Deepak Hooda number 1 on that list. Both games outstanding with the bat. To an extent, Sanju Samson,
Yeah.
the one opportunity is done well.
Yeah, because he's suddenly.
Bhuvi again proving that he is
Yes.
your third bowler apart from Bumrah, Shami. Ishan,
No, Ishan not
No.
really. I mean, second match he underwhelmed, so no. He's still there somewhat.
not so much. That's about it.
That's it.
Hardik Pandya,
The captain. Oh, 2-0
no,
series with-
batted well the first game.
No, and of course you're leading your
Bowled
team to
also well.
leading your team to a 2-0 series win. What more? I mean, and
Two
won
tosses he won.
Yeah.
Yes, correct. Yuzi Chahal in that first game, outstanding. Showed you he's the best. So yeah, a lot of gains there.
And even Hardik has the beanie. My God, how
To an extent, again, I would say Umran also,
Yes.
having played 2 games, got 1 over in that game, just eased him into international cricket
Exactly.
gradually.
Exactly.
the best place to
And-
actually give him.
And if Hardik would have bowled that final over, India would have won that. India would have still won that game.
How do you know?
No, I'm
Never
saying
know.
assuming-
Because
assuming-
Jessica to
Acha.
India.
Hypothetically.
hypothetically, if Hardik Pandya would have bowled that over and India would have gone on to win that game, this game, Umran would have been slightly disappointed. He bowled just 1 over in the last
Yes.
game.
The first
got,
game,
got smacked for 19 runs. Here also he got an opportunity. He bowled well in that first over. I think he got away with just 6 runs. And thereafter then again he was the Irish batsmen, they scored a few runs against him, and then final over 17 runs needed. He saved the day for himself also and for India.
Agreed. That's Amit Kumar Jha says, will Bhuvi return in ODI squad too now? I think he was already part of the ODI squad. That ODI series that India played, the last ODI series, that was against West Indies, if I'm not mistaken.
Sorry, who?
India's last
Was
ODI
movie
series.
there in the ODI squad?
Yes,
last?
I think he
Yeah.
was. He was.
It's still hard
I think
to keep
he
track.
was.
We do keep track, it's just that our memory.
And so much cricket keeps happening,
That's
and that
the
so many
problem,
changes
actually.
happen.
Yeah.
See the number of people watching.
50.
The devil,
666. Yeah.
the devil's number that is.
50 India must have tried 50 players in the last 6-7 months.
We did
ऊपर
that
जाना
math.
थोड़ा
In
सा
all
थोड़ा
three
सा ऊपर
formats.
शिवम. हाँ बस रोको. Let's take a few. Karthik M says, unless the pitch grips, Harshal is ineffective, happening too frequently.
Interesting observation, actually. Yes.
True.
Remember, he was far more effective in the second half of the IPL when he was
In
getting
the
slow
UAE.
pitches. No. Second half of this year also. When the
No,
pitches
in the
were-
UAE leg also.
UAE also, yes. I think he won the.
Maybe he's got a point there.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has a point, but also I think the angle at which his ball dips, that is what bothers the batsman more.
Yeah.
But I'm not ruling out what Karthik M is saying. It does help a bowler like him if.
There's a bit of grip. Yeah.
Yes, that is true. Kanav Kapoor wants to know, do you think Huda's century guarantees him a ticket to the World Cup? One century
Guarantee.
cannot guarantee a ticket.
Strengthens his.
But yeah,
Yeah.
he's made his case.
Yeah.
He's making
But
his case on
remember,
April.
we had said that he is most likely to
Going,
go.
yes.
Yeah, this before the century also.
So Umran gets to. take
Hoist the
that
trophy. Yeah, youngest member, no? Most
Yeah.
least capped.
least capped, yes.
Yes.
Arshdeep. Where is Yuzi Chahal?
He's there, right next to him. There.
Oh.
He gets a little lost among the big boys.
He's still
By the way, there's a very good point. Anime Shukla says, why not India could have played a test against Ireland before the English tour. Very good. Because I tell you what that would have done. One, it would have allowed you to get used to this condition. Secondly, Indian team always has a concern that we don't get very good opposition in terms of those county teams, and that's why you have to play. So Ireland, a full test team would have played. They would have benefit Irish cricket as well, by playing a test match against them.
True.
Actually telling you this T20, I know there's a T20 World Cup series, but you know that a lot of these players will not be playing once you start playing England.
Majority of these players.
Maybe this time if you had used, instead of playing a practice game there,
Against Leicestershire.
that same team could have come here, and these days that you use for T20I, maybe a test match.
True.
Would have been a better idea. Very good point, I think, Animesh Shukla, you have. I agree with you. maybe this is something that they should have done. Rather than these T20Is, I think everyone would have gained more. Irish cricket, Indian cricket, and that tour too. So, true.
But maybe Irish cricket would have gained more from this.
Financially, yes.
But you got a test match also, you could have gained there. I don't know. Maybe.
But
Maybe.
for India, that would have been better in
Yeah.
terms of the match that they have to play against England, because you would remember when India and New Zealand had to play that World Test Championship final. New Zealand organized. In fact, New Zealand went to England because those 2 test matches, they played a 2 test series, if I'm not wrong, or 3 test. I think 2 test series against England. And that was a very good preparation for them ahead of the World Test Championship. That series was not part of the FTP. That series was not part of the World Test Championship cycle.
Yeah.
So that was arranged and it helped them.
Yep. Sitesh Kumar Panda says, will India go in with both Ash and Jaddu in the 5th test match?
I don't know. I think they'll go with just Jadeja. I think.
In the words of,
Moeen Ali.
Acha,
He's
In
going
the
with.
words of Moeen Ali.
you're going in the words of Moeen Ali. Moeen Ali is a local boy from Birmingham.
Yeah.
He has said, Moeen Ali in the interview to Sports Today has said, play both spinners. I agree with him. I think, see, the only way you can trouble England is play 2 spinners. You never know. This attacking game that Bairstow and everyone is doing now, they can do against these New Zealand bowlers. I'm
And
telling you,
Bracewell is not-
Ashwin and
Ashwin is not
Jaddu.
Bracewell.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Jadeja is not a
exactly.
Bracewell.
Ashwin and Jaddu will trouble
Akshar
them.
Patel is not a Bracewell.
In home conditions, yes.
Because Bracewell is Bracewell.
Actually, ironically, New Zealand were missing their own Patel,
Yeah.
Ajaz.
Ajaz Patel.
He was
Ajaz,
far
yeah.
better spinner than Bracewell.
I
So-
just
But
agree.
I think it will be a little too difficult for them to fit in both Ashwin and Jadeja.
Yeah,
But if you ask me at this stage, I think Ashwin, you can go in with Ashwin. Also because, recently he did...
Why are you saying tough? Take 3 fast bowlers,
Huh.
2 spinners, and that gives you enough batting because Jadeja then at 7, Ashwin at 8, not bad. Batting
3 fast bowlers you are saying?
3 fast
Yeah.
bowlers. Siraj, Bumrah, and Shami.
No, Siraj.
Yeah,
Siraj, you.
Bumrah, Shami.
Then Shardul would miss out.
Yes, Shardul misses out. But I would go with Ashwin, I think. Considering if Jadeja is that first spinner, I'd go ahead. I think that's.
Because
I don't know.
Ashwin, I think he has his confidence back, especially
Yeah.
after what he did in Australia. But I hope he's done his math and science
So,
and social science and all the subjects.
Physics too.
So I was listening to Graham Swan, by the way, and not only Moeen Ali in that interview to Sports Today has said that too. I was reading Graham Swan's interview in the newspaper this morning. Even
Don't trust the Englishman.
no, but he says that he had said that Ashwin is very good. You should play him, and it turns in Edgbaston. Not the first inning; it will turn in the second. The only thing with Ashwin, he's a great bowler. He overthinks sometimes. He should just sometimes not overthink. Otherwise, be perfect. Be perfect.
No, because a lot of these Englishmen and even the Australians, they will say a lot of things that may not be in favor of the opposition. Ole, yaar, unhone to, they had said this thing, they had said this thing, and then you
It turns out to be something else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
but if you ask me, Ashwin, but maybe they would want, especially the weather forecast. If it is rainy, cloudy, I don't know about the overhead conditions, what the forecast would be. So if the conditions are such, they might just want to strengthen their batting.
Yeah. And Jadeja, remember, in the warm-up match batted twice, second inning.
So how does the batting get strengthened? Shardul coming in strengthen the batting. I mean, Ashwin, yeah, not bad. See, Jadeja is playing, and he's at 7. Yeah, I'm just saying for bad. 8th would have been Shardul. I'm saying what you are saying. It would have been Shardul. Now instead of Shardul, Ashwin is coming in. How much of a difference does it make in your batting? Not much.
It actually doesn't.
then
In fact, I would argue
Go with
Ashwin is
both.
probably the most solid option of them.
possible. I know Shardul has played a few fine test
In
knocks,
these
counter
conditions.
attacking. Yeah, Ashwin can. Yeah, I think he can. I'm just saying there's not too much of a difference. Even if you were to
Majority
argue
of
that
Ashwin's
Shardul
runs
would be
have
better as a
either
batsman.
Came in India or
No, true, but I
West
still
Indies.
don't think there's that much of a difference. Plus, Ashwin, see, I am saying if it is a turning track and if England continue to play this attacking game, they cannot hammer the spinners. In fact, spinners will be happy they play this game
Exactly, because
you were best to let him hit 2-3 sixes.
I don't
He'll
think
get
they
it.
can hammer the fast bowlers also like that.
Yes,
Yeah, for sure.
Bumrah, though, forget about it.
Yeah.
They can forget about it. Shami can be expensive on his day, especially when the ball gets a bit old.
Yeah.
The new ball to the seaming is tough. Maybe Siraj they can target again. But again, even Jadeja is not easy to hit. So then that Ashwin also tough. So I think it'll make for a good contest. Play two spinners here, I'd say.
For sports news, Shreyas Iyer's spot in T20I looks in danger now.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it was
Considering
guaranteed.
it's between him and Huda. So
Okay, now DK
But DK though I had
is virtually through.
virtually, sir. I would
no
say.
DK though I had actually put him in my 11 only.
You could be picking him ahead of a Pant. at this
I was
point.
picking him.
Wouldn't be
Now
over.
even Ishan Kishan is
No,
Yeah,
I
but Ishan
think DK.
Kishan,
wickets.
I think, would be a backup top order bat. I think. If.
you have to play in Australia. And I don't think those wickets will be anything similar to what we've seen here in India. So maybe they can use him as a floater, although they haven't tried him in the middle order so far.
And again, his best middle order times mostly came in the IPL and that too in UAE. So
UAE?
very different conditions.
Kanav Kapoor is saying, should India make Vihari open with Gill if Rohit isn't fit and Iyer at
It'll either be Vihari or most likely more likely Pujara, I think.
tomorrow
Yeah, it's
onwards,
Pujara.
this is what we are
That's
going
what I was saying. This is everything we'll discuss tomorrow. For now, shall we?
to.
Amit is saying, do you think Hardik is a lucky captain?
Like
You
him.
make your own luck here.
How does it matter?
Yes.
Irrespective. Okay.
रोक दो कहीं तो. Varun is saying, when can we expect to see Umran next? It was a treat to watch him bowl. That's true. It is. There's something exciting about him.
He's box office for sure.
Yeah. When can we see him bowl next? I don't know. Who knows? He gets picked in the England T20 I mean, obviously not in the 11 backup.
I think West Indies would be a better chance for him. I think.
But I think they're going to go with a full-fledged team to West Indies also.
Yeah, and bowlers, they've already had enough rest.
Yeah.
To be very
Exactly.
honest. So
Yeah, they need to start getting into match rhythm at
I
this point.
think it'll take time
Before we
for
see
us,
him next.
yeah.
True. Agreed. Unless there's an injury also.
Even if you have
But
an
side
injury,
strains and injury happen now. Can happen in England.
fast bowlers, not
After
fast bowlers. Fast
test
bowlers
matches.
would want to play in
I
conditions
know,
like
but
these.
sometimes you know the fitness level now.
but
They
then
got
to be
so
fair-
used to 4 overs that after test match, some may not be fit.
Also, to be
play
fair,
white
England
ball.
in conditions like these for ODIs, they really give you Pata tracks in all
Ah.
senses. They give you 3 of the top highest scores in ODI cricket.
yeah,
Are,
right.
Yeah,
So they really don't give you good tracks anymore unless you're a batsman.
So I'm saying he'll have to wait in the wings. Who knows? Position might open up. Injury, hamstring, side strains. Lot of things can happen.
but you already have an Avesh Khan.
Yeah.
You
So
have-
still have 5 fast bowler, na? Who knows?
See, Bumrah will come back. Shami
Shami
will
should come back.
You already have Harshal Patel. You already have Avesh Khan. You already have Bhuvneshwar Kumar. I don't know if Bhuvi will play the ODIs or not. So you already have 5 options. Now the
Then-
6th
Yeah, but
and you also
one or
have,
2 injuries happen, then Umran, na?
if 2 injuries happen, then you still have 3 bowlers there.
But
And I think now they might just want to see Arshdeep next.
Yeah,
after
but
these two
I think
games.
Arshdeep will. I don't know. I don't know if they would.
Tough he'll make the cut.
Yeah,
now.
actually, I don't
In
see
the
that
England.
now.
Tough.
For England,
No, I think ahead of Umran Malik now.
but
Next
he's not played.
opportunity will come for Arshdeep, I think. I might be wrong, but that's what I think.
So generally speaking, and the trend which we predicted, even Dravid has spoken about, is that we want to whoever gets that chance will get a long rope. So I think Umran will play at least 2-3 more games whenever. We don't know when. I don't think it will be England, quite frankly. But I don't think Arshdeep is getting a look in for a while now.
Yeah.
You are saying Jacques Kallis test batting career similar to Sachin Tendulkar and test bowling career similar to Zach. That's why he was.
Why are we talking about Callis now?
Exactly. But yeah,
I mean, I know all-time
He
cricket
is-
great, but
he is a goat.
no, it harkens back to that one time we all went on about South African greats.
Yeah, close to 13. I think 13,500
Runs.
runs with the bat and how many? 350 wickets. Huh? Quite a lot. Chale.
No.
Okay, ji. Bye bye.
Next match starts at
3:30 p.m.
3:30 p.m.
11 o'clock UK time, no? So 4.5 hours.
Indian
No,
time.
Indian
I'm
time
talking
it will-
about the test match.
Yeah, yeah.
3:30 p.m. Indian
Yes,
time.
yes. And then the first T20.
But then now the timings have been changed. Right? It's showing at 7 o'clock.
7
One is 10:30 and the other two are 7 o'clock. So still somewhat bearable. I mean, I don't know. Yeah.
Let's finish the test match.
First the
now.
test match is
Friday the test match starts.
True.
We'll be in action. Other than that, we are always here.
as always.
Vanakkam.
Welcome.
No more.
See, Preet has also said Vanakkam.